What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing some battles submitted to the channel by fellow content creator Purple Kyogre, who has been a staple name in the Go Battle League scene since its launch, and actually was the first content creator I ever submitted battles to long before I started making PvP content myself. He recently hit Legend, so decided to run a bit of a mean triple dragon team, but actually continue to climb into the 3100s. With that being said, let's just get into the question of the day. Who's your favourite OG PvP content creator from back in the early days of GBL? It doesn't matter if they don't make content anymore, or if you don't really enjoy their content as much as you used to, just let me know in the comment section down below. And with that being said, let's get into the battles now. Alright, so going into the first battle, we lead Haxorus into Registeel, so pretty good lead matchup for us. We're going to stay in this lead matchup, so is the opponent by the looks of things, and they will be able to go for a charge move before we make it to the Earthquake, so we're going to use a shield. It is the focus bar, so no debuff there. We're going to overfarm quite considerably, farming to nearly 100 energy before going for the Earthquake, and Earthquake does connect. It takes out the Registeel as they come in with a Shadow Poliwrath. Now we do have quite a lot of residual energy banks, so we go for the Breaking Swipe, and the opponent farms just before we make it to the next Breaking Swipe. We're actually going to use our second shield here to make sure we can debuff this Poliwrath once again, and this Breaking Swipe from this range should be enough to take them out, so it should be forcing the final shield, or sorry, the first shield from the opponent, but we make it to another Breaking Swipe as they swap into a Gelatin. We can come in with the Guzzlord, and the opponent just concedes the match there. So a pretty good start for the Triple Dragon team so far. Into the next game, we see Greedent in the lead, so another fairly good lead for us here as we are dealing super effective with these counters. Bullet Seed is also resisted, and Body Slam, well, it is going to chunk, but we can live two of them, especially after going for the Breaking Swipe. So the Breaking Swipe does connect, it debuffs their attack, and they swap into Virizion. So we're going to go for another Breaking Swipe as we will outpace them to the charge move, and then likely swap out of this matchup eventually into our Kommo-o, but no, we're actually just going to let Haxorus go down. That also works fine for us. Going to come in with the Kommo-o, and remember they are debuffed, so this Sacred Sword isn't going to do too much damage to the Kommo-o, which is also considerably bulkier than the Haxorus. So we're actually going to no shield once again, and this Sacred Sword is going to get us into the yellow health, nearly into the red health, but we do get the full farm down. We come out with nearly 100 energy loaded, and we do have enough energy here to go for the back-to-back close combats up against the Greedent, coming back in, and the first one does connect. It takes out the Greedent. They come in with a Giratina. It is running Dragon Breath, but if we go for the Dragon Claw here and it does connect, we should be able to fully Dragon Tail, farm them down with the Guzzlord, and this opponent is not going to be able to make it to 3 Dragon Claws to take us out, I don't believe, and they are going to try as much as they can, but I just don't think they're getting there, so we can safely shield this up. It is the final Dragon Claw, and we get the full Dragon Tail farm down, and we take that game. So into the next battle, we see Haxorus into a Charizard, so not the most ideal lead matchup for us, but we will be able to win the CMP tie if we go for the Breaking Swipe straight away on the CMP tie with their Dragon Claw, and we do see the opponent let that go through. They actually didn't CMP tie us there, so maybe they lagged, I'm not really sure, but this will allow us, no, actually, they got the move through anyway, so that's fine. We're going to shield this up. I just didn't see the wing attack for some reason, but now we're going to go for a Breaking Swipe. The opponent safe swaps into a Swampert, so that's absolutely fine with us. We can make it to another Breaking Swipe. They will have to go for the Earthquake to take us out here, so they're going to overfarm here, go for the Earthquake, but they are very low, so we can easily let the Earthquake go through, take out the Haxorus, but come in with either Pokemon, go for the Dragon Tail farm down, and once again, we are down 2 shields, but you're going to see it doesn't really matter if the opponent doesn't have a hard response to Dragon types in the back, and we're going to go for the Dragon Claw straight away, throwing just before this Charizard makes it to their own Dragon Claw. They should only make it to 1 charge move here, so we should be able to fully farm them down, unless they swap out, which they do. They swap into Giratina Origin form, a form you don't see very often in the Ultra League because it is a lot glassier, but unless they're running Dragon Pulse, we should be able to wall this moveset. They're going to go for the charge move here. It is the Dragon Pulse, but they're in range where we should be able to fully Dragon Tail, farm down the Giratina, come out with a Dragon Claw loaded, and the opponent recognizing that, and they concede the match. But into the next game, we see Virizion in the lead, and this is a little bit tricky here as they will be able to just barely outpace us to the first charge move, so we will use a shield as we can go for a Breaking Swipe and lower their attack, meaning the next charge move is going to do a lot less damage. So we go for the Breaking Swipe, the opponent then swaps into a Shadow Steelix. This is not ideal, and it doesn't look like we're going to make it to the Earthquake either, so we settle for a Breaking Swipe. Doesn't do much damage, of course, as it is resisted, but it will double debuff the Steelix attack, so It's not a great situation to be in, but at least these charge moves aren't going to do an awful lot of damage to our Guzzlord as we come in, and unless they're running Earthquake, we should completely wall this moveset. So they go for Psychic Fangs. That does not do much damage. They make it to our last second charge move. Is this the Earthquake? It is the Earthquake, but they were double debuffed in their attack, so we do comfortably hang on, and once again, down a shield, but we can make it to back-to-back Dragon Claws up against the Virizion coming back in. We go for the first one, we go for the second one, and this looks like a CMP tire, which is the best case scenario. The opponent lets it go through. We have to just let this go down, and hopefully Kommo-o can sweep in the back. But what do they have? It's a Blastoise. This is going to be close. We do resist the Water Gun damage, but it just depends. Are they running Ice Beam? Are they running Skull Bash? Can we call a bait or not? We're going to find out, of course, here as we go for the second Dragon Claw, and honestly, I personally would have overfarmed here because, yep, they don't shield that, knowing it is just a Dragon Claw. I think we have to call the bait here, but it is the Ice Beam that does so much damage, and unfortunately, they will be able to Water Gun farm us down, so we concede the match there. But into the next game, we see another Virizion in the lead. A bit tricky last time, but let's see how we play this one out. We're going to, once again, shield the first charge move here, and then go for one counter, and then go for the Breaking Swipe to lower their attack. So once again, the opponent lets the first charge move go through. They then swap into Shadow Drapion. We bank a bit of energy before swapping into Guzzlord, and unless they're running Sludge Bomb, we will completely wall the charge moves here. They go for Crunch, meaning that they are very likely not running Sludge Bomb here. We go for the Dragon Claw straight away, and this should put them into range where we can fully farm them down here. They will be able to make it to 2 more crunches. They get the defense drop, but I think we should still just about live a crunch from this range. And Crunch doesn't take us out. We come out with a Crunch of our own loaded, but we're probably going to go for the Dragon Claw anyways, as they're going to come back in with the Virizion, and Crunch would be resisted, of course. We go for the Dragon Claw, and it does get the Virizion into the yellow health. We then make it to the Breaking Swipe, as we did bank a ton of energy on the Haxorus. We grab the shield from the opponent. We are going to shield our Haxorus once again, and we should be able to outpace them to the next charge move, so they swap into Shadow Skuntank. We're going to go for that Breaking Swipe once again, lowering their defense, and typically on Skuntank, they run Crunch and Flamethrower, and both moves, once again, will be resisted by this Kommo-o, so we can safely tank whatever they throw. Just a Crunch, doesn't matter. We will make it to back-to-back Dragon Claws, and the opponent recognizing that, so they concede the match. So into the next game, we see Tapu Fini in the lead. So you might have been wondering, what the hell do you do up against fairies with this team? Well, luckily at the 3100 ELO range, I guess we're not seeing very many charm users, and Tapu Fini might be slightly more common, but we can go straight for the Earthquake, connect it there, and even if they bait with a Surf, I think we should be able to counter, farm them all the way down, but it's going to be very close there. We don't commit to the farm down. We go for the Breaking Swipe. We grab the shield there. They go for Charge Move. I don't think this is enough for the Moonblast. It is just the Surf there, so we did kind of waste one shield, but they come in with a Cobalion, so we can go for the Breaking Swipe here, hopefully grab a shield with the threat of an Earthquake, even though we're nowhere near, and we do grab that shield from the opponent, so that's actually looking really good for us. They go for a Sacred Sword. We're now going to come in with the Kommo-o, and the opponent swaps into a Scrafty. Now this is a little bit awkward here. We have to go for the close combat, which will debuff our defense, but personally I would have overfarmed a lot more than that, because close combat doesn't quite take out the Scrafty. They make it to the Power Up Punch, doesn't do that much damage, but we're in range where they will be able to take us out with a Sacred Sword, and unfortunately I think we lose track of their energy. Sacred Sword takes out the Kommo-o. We come in with the Guzzlord, but I don't think we're going to be able to flip this match up here. I think 2 Sacred Swords should be enough damage from that range to take us out, so yeah, we do just concede the match there. But into the next game, we see Regirock in the lead, so a pretty good lead matchup, and it doesn't matter if we don't go for the Breaking Swipe straight away, because it is only lock on. It's only doing 1 damage anyways. The opponent safe swaps there. I didn't see what came in, but we go for the Breaking Swipe straight away, and it is a Poliwrath with the new fast move counter. So we go for a second Breaking Swipe. This will double debuff their attack, and then we swap into Kommo-o. We will be able to tank this Ice Punch a lot more comfortably than the Haxorus, and also it is double debuff, so it really doesn't do much damage at all. Here I think we could have got the farm down, but we go for the Dragon Claw, grabbing the shield, and we still get the farm down anyway, so that actually works out a lot better for us. Unfortunate for the opponent, they don't get the new mechanic, but they come in with Virizion. Personally, I would have gone for the close combat there, because now they do have the opportunity to overfarm quite considerably and farm to back-to-back charge moves. So we're going to let this move go through. If it is the Sacred Sword, which it is, it will take out the Kommo-o, but we can come back in with our Haxorus, I believe, and the opponent is going to go for another Sacred Sword. We're going to let this move go through. We do just about live there, and we can go for a Breaking Swipe into the Regirock, and this will debuff their attack. Can we make it to another Breaking Swipe? We just about make it, and I've had a lot of people commenting about my use of just about, but just so you know, just about has a different meaning if you're from the UK, so it means like if you do just barely make it to the charge move, then saying just about does make sense. But I know in the US and in other countries, just about means you didn't quite make it, so I see the confusion, but it's part of my regular vocabulary, and it's something I sort of say subconsciously, so just be aware of that. Stop criticizing me when you don't know what it means. But into the next battle here, we go for the Breaking Swipe straight away into the Safe Swap Tentacruel, and we are going to let this move go through. It is just a schooled bait, so very good for us, and we can now go for the Earthquake. Earthquake typically not run on Haxorus, so they might let it go through, and they do. We take out the Tentacruel, and let's see. The opponent going to wait out their Switch Clock, and they come back in with the Galvantula. We barely make it to the Breaking Swipe, and this will debuff their attack, and then we can come in with the Kommo-o. We will resist everything from the typical moveset. Actually, I think just everything Galvantula can throw. I guess Cross Poison is neutral, but very unlikely to run that, and they swap into a Shadow Poliwrath. So we're going to go straight for the Close Combat, and Close Combat grabs a shield from the opponent, so we swap into our Guzzlord, and even though we're taking super effective damage from these counters, we should be able to make it to a Dragon Claw, and honestly, with the Dragon Tails, this will really start to add up. We go for the Dragon Claw, grabbing the final shield from the opponent. Now they do overfarm quite a lot here. They go for the Ice Punch, and Ice Punch will take out the Guzzlord, but we should be in range where we can fully Dragon Tail, farm down the Shadow Poliwrath, and come out with a Dragon Claw loaded. So they go for the Ice Punch, they swap back into Galvantula, hoping to snipe or just force us to throw straight away, which we do, but we're still able to Dragon Tail, farm down the Shadow Poliwrath, and take that game. And into the next battle, seeing another Virizion in the lead, so it looks to be a very common lead. At least in this ELO. I actually haven't played Ultra League since it came back. I haven't really played any GBL, so yeah, I've just been quite occupied with the current event. But we're now going to go for a Breaking Swipe. Once again, they save swap into a Wall Rain, which is not ideal for us. We are now down a shield already. We can go for the Breaking Swipe, lowering their attack, but I do like this play, making sure we do shield here. Obviously down 2 shields once again, but we do make it to the Breaking Swipe, and this will double debuff the Wall Rain. So we do grab the shield there. They're going to throw straight away, but we should be able to come in with the Kommo-o or the Guzzlord, doesn't really matter, and farm them down. We're going to have to tank 1 charge move, but it is double debuff, so it's not going to do too much damage to the Kommo-o here. They go for Icicle Spear. They do barely get us into the yellow health, but they come in with a Jellicent, so I think if we can manage to pull off a catch onto our Guzzlord on the Shadow Ball, then we should be able to do fairly well in this endgame matchup here, but it's going to be incredibly close. We go for Dragon Claw number 2. We continue to overfarm, and we make the swap and catch perfectly the Shadow Ball, or I believe the Shadow Ball. Yes, it is their Shadow Ball. The opponent's going to overfarm with their Jellicent. They come back in with the Virizion, but they just give us an energy advantage, which actually might help us in this matchup here. We're going to see the opponent go for a charge move, and it is the Sacred Sword. Sacred Sword going to do big damage, but we're actually able to Dragon Tail, farm them down there. They come back in with Jellicent. We don't have much health remaining, but we can go for a Dragon Claw, grabbing the shield from the opponent, and we are able to Dragon Tail, farm down the Jellicent, and take that game. So really well played by Purple Kyogre in that battle. And into the next battle, we see Shadow Snorlax in the lead. The opponent safe swaps into Giratina, and unfortunately once again Giratina is running Dragon Breath, so instead of resisting the fast moves, we're taking super effective damage here, and they are at a slight energy advantage as well, so I'm not sure if we're going to be able to flip this matchup in any even shield scenario, but we are going to double shield just to make sure we maintain alignment, which might be smart, I'm not really sure, it depends what their third Pokemon is, but they come back in with the Shadow Snorlax, and they can't go for a full Lick farm down, as we are resisting the Lick damage here, so we do make it to a Crunch and a Dragon Claw to throw into the Shadow Snorlax, and the opponent just lets it go through. They then swap into a Shadow Charizard, and we're just slightly too slow to swap out, means we don't make it to the Breaking Swipe. They go for a Dragon Claw, and because we didn't get around to debuffing them first, we're in range where they can easily Wing Attack, farm us all the way down, and now this is not looking too good for us. We have to come in with the Guzzlord, force them to throw their energy straight away, which they do. But these wing attacks and Dragon Claws are going to be super effective up against our Kommo-o. They are one stage deep after, but still this Dragon Claw will put us into range where a Body Slam from the Shadow Snorlax should be enough damage to take out our Kommo-o, and Body Slam does take out the Kommo-o, and we do unfortunately lose that game. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and as well, don't forget to respond to the question of the day if you haven't done so already. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.